This is Jesus. Over 2000 years ago, he came to earth, died on a cross for the sins of the world, rose from the dead. And before ascending into heaven, he made a promise. I will come again, but the second time, it won't be as a suffering servant. It will be as judge and king. So the big question is, when? While no one knows the exact day or hour, the Bible gives us clear signs that will precede his return. Today, we're going to examine 6 major signs and place them on a timeline to help us see just how close we might be to the return of Christ. Sign 1. A world at war. The Bible uses a Hebrew idiom, nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. This phrase is understood to mean global warfare, something that was unheard of until just a century ago. Then came World War I. For the first time, the entire world was engulfed in war, exactly as Jesus predicted. He said, "When you see this, it's the beginning of sorrows." The word sorrows in Greek refers to birth pains, just like contractions before childbirth. Once they begin, the end is close. Sign to global Christian persecution. Did you know that more Christians are being persecuted today than at any other point in history? In countries like North Korea, Iran, and parts of Africa, following Jesus is considered a crime. Secret house churches are raided. Believers are arrested. Some are martyred. Jesus warned of this. You will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. This isn't just prophecy, it's reality. Sign 3. Rise of false prophets. Alongside persecution, Jesus warned of another danger, the rise of false prophets. Today, we see self-proclaimed prophets all over social media, sharing dreams, visions, and predictions, gaining massive followings. Many of them speak more than they listen, leading people away from God's word and into deception. Jesus said, they will deceive many. Discernment is more important now than ever before. Before we continue, it's important to understand that not all Christians interpret the signs of Jesus' return the same way. There are 3 major theological views on the end times, and they differ mainly on one issue: the Millennium, a prophesied 1,000-year period of peace described in Revelation 20. Amillennialism. This view believes the millennium is symbolic, not literal. It represents the spiritual reign of Christ in our hearts, and in the church since his resurrection. In this view, we're living in the millennium right now. Postmillennialism. Postmillennialists agree the millennium is real, but they believe it will come before Jesus returns. According to them, the world will gradually become more Christianized through evangelism and moral reform, ushering in a golden age of peace before Christ comes back. Premillennialism. Premillennialists take Revelation at face value, that Jesus will return before the millennium, defeat the forces of evil, and personally reign on earth for 1,000 years. This view expects Christ to return soon to set up his kingdom and judge the nations. Sign 4. Is the world getting better or worse? Post-millennialists see progress. More rights for women, access to education, Christian charities across the globe. They believe we're moving toward a better world. But amillennialists and premillennialists see it differently. They argue that for every gain, there's greater loss, moral decline, violence, rebellion, lawlessness. Paul wrote, "Evil men and impostors will grow wars and wars." When you weigh it all, does it feel like we're getting closer to heaven or drifting further from God? Sign 5. The binding of Satan. This sign is rarely discussed, but deeply important. Revelation says Satan will be bound in the abyss before the millennium begins. Amillennialists say this happened at the cross, symbolically. Post-millennialists say Satan is restrained as the gospel spreads. Premillennialists believe Satan will be physically bound after Jesus returns, before the 1,000-year reign. How you interpret this shapes your entire timeline of the end. Sign 6. The rise of the Antichrist. The Bible warns of a figure known as the man of sin or the Antichrist. He will rise before Christ returns, performing signs and wonders, and will demand to be worshipped. Our millennialists and post-millennialists often see this as symbolic of corrupt systems or spiritual deception. Premillennialists, however, see the Antichrist as a real, literal person who will deceive the world and lead it into 7 years of tribulation. They also believe in the rapture of the church, but that's a topic for another video. So, which view do I hold? Personally, I believe the Bible should be taken literally unless clearly symbolic. That's why I hold to the premillennial view. I believe Jesus will return soon, physically, to judge evil, defeat Satan, and reign in righteousness. I believe the Antichrist will be a real man, and I believe the time is near. The signs are not fiction. They are unfolding before us. Jesus is coming again, not as a lamb, but as a lion. Will you be ready? Bell like and subscribe to stay informed and encouraged. Cross-share this video with someone you love, because the time is short and eternity is forever.